Eugene and Paul Kiley have gone through all the checks. Now it's doors to manual and takeoff in the Esker Subaru S12. And this time they need a win, but most of all they need a finish.
3 right plus 40.
Can Eugene repeat his sensational Galway form? Perhaps we will not learn that for a stage or two, as the County Derry driver is a notoriously cautious starter. He's 4th fastest in Ballockshill.
Bad bumping, 2 right plus through the bridge, 130.
This is frightening stuff as we skim over the Craignagollop Mountains at well over 90 miles an hour.
80, brake before crest, stops and square right. 100. Okay, tyres off.
I was just been very sore on them, you know. I've been trying where I felt it was safe, but it's a good enough stage. Like, you know, I wouldn't be surprised I get beat, but it's a good enough stage.
Mark Higgins gained maximum points in Galway, but his Pirelli S11 was not to his liking. Easter could be different, as this multiple British champion is not to be underestimated.
Eugene says he's just playing himself in. How about you?
Yeah, same. Looking for where his braking marks are, and we're trying to brake a little bit past him, but we'll see where it goes.
Happy enough with the car?
Yeah, the car feels good, yeah.
Wexford's Eamon Boland currently lies second in the Global Group Championship, and he's riding high on the Ballockshill jumps. But here's the big surprise. Just learning a World Rally car, he had said. But what Chris Meek and Paul Nagel just cannot believe is that they are travelling over Ballockshill almost 7 seconds faster than anyone on the opening stage.
It's quite difficult. You're carrying so much more speed than what I'm used to in the Super 1600, but good fun.
Okay, you got a bit of information on times there. How are you looking?
I don't know, to be honest. We'll see back at service. I'm not bothered about times today.
Not bothered about times, not bothered, just delighted.
Quickest by 7. Or the notes okay? Awesome. Just some truck bastard. I'm spitting out. I didn't look up. Fair play, Paul. That was awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Well done.
Everyone else has to be bothered by Meek's pace. Tim McNulty needs some luck in rallying these days.
Absolute left over crest. And absolute left 200. Over jump. And absolute fast left 200.
With illness and accidents, likeable Meathman has not been making it to the finish of events, and the curse seems to have struck again, as the temperature in the S11 is only surpassed by the temperature in Tim's head.
300.
Kevin Lynch exchanged his Subaru for a Ford, and now he's exchanged co-driver in David Moynihan. 6th fastest is respectable, but remember, this is the driver who led the early stages of Donegal last year. So who is the other interloper in the top 3? Youth is on the rampage in Ballockshill as 17-year-old Andreas Mikkelsen posts 3rd fastest time, only 0.1 of a second slower than the British champion.
I won't take any big chances, just, you know, get to the finish. We're here to learn, so it's a long way to the top, and that's the only way, is just to finish, then you learn.
They start them young in the Sperrins. After 3 stages, Mark Higgins and Rory Kennedy lead. They paired back as second for Meek on stage 2 and over 10 seconds on the Mary Gray test, where Meek has spun, to go ahead by just under 3 seconds. And this is despite losing Rory's velvet tones in the intercom over the last part of the stage. Eugene has eased into 2nd spot thanks to a fastest time on this Gallen Bridge stage.
Turn square right, gravelly. 40. Turn tight square left, don't cut, gravelly. 80. Flat 2 right and flat 2 left over crest. 40.
They're 2nd fastest on Mary Gray, and the Donnelly Steamroller seems to be on the move. Can it flatten the opposition? Chris Meek is 3rd fastest in Gallen Bridge. But this spin on Mary Gray drops him to 5th fastest in the stage and to 3rd in the order.
You
The other young blood, Andreas Mikkelsen, is living up to the early learning slogan. If you don't go off, you're not going fast enough. Look at the driver's door. The Norwegian has duly obliged by putting his focus in the ditch for 30 seconds and dropping from 3rd to 5th in the process. Despite suffering from the flu, Tim in the Pierce Subaru is still 4th. We're approaching that corner in stage 2 that was Meek's demise, and Anthony Nestor wisely warns his driver.
Just back off, nice and steady. Nice and easy, spare the time. That's it, 60. Medium right over crest, quick finish, 200. That's it, well done.
Eamon Boland and Francis Regan are now just 1.7 seconds behind the young Norwegians in their similar 05 Focus. While Kevin Lynch is still coming to grips with his KPL example, a further 2 seconds adrift.
40, square left, repeat square left. 50.
No real harm done, but a further frustrating 20 seconds has been added to their total.
50, left, 2 right.
Stephen Murphy, unlike many of those ahead of him, has not rallied these stages before, so the Bagnallstown driver is not 3 stages down and 3 to go. Emma McKinstry must be one of the very few girls in the world competing at this level in a World Rally car. And it's nice to see the series sponsor enjoying himself in the Easter stages. Kevin McGarrick is breaking in a new navigator, John McGrath. Dennis Biggerstaff and Paul McGee have had a stall in stage 4, and Martin Doherty and Eugene O'Donnell from Donegal in the DAF and Preza are in 12th position. The young Welsh driver Gareth Jones, who was right at the sharp end of the series last year, has been in trouble adopting to the Reed Transport Focus, and now he has to get used to a new navigator in Andrew Bargery.
Middle crest and left 1 on crest, brake 30, right 5 over crest, 50, right 2 long, or 80, caution braking middle crest, right 9, slippy, 30, care brake left 7 long, into gravel hairpin right, tight.
This is no place for a lack of confidence.
Left 1, 100, middle crest, 100, brake middle crest and right 3 on crest minus, 30, right 5, 80, left 7, long, 80, left 1, 50, right 4.
The BF Goodrich Tired 05 is just outside the top 10 at the end of the first day. Sean Devine, who literally drives past his front door on the first stage, is 10th despite a soft brake pedal. Pater Herson, who starred in his S2000 Impreza last year, is in 9th place. And Stephen Murphy and Mickey Joe Morrissey are overcoming gear selection problems to maintain the 8th place. It's not been a good day for Eamon Boland and Francis Regan. This spin on stage 4 will not be the only time that the NVD Focus has revolved on the first day.
Square left, repeat square left.
David Moynihan is beginning to appreciate the skills of his new pilot in the KPL Focus.
60, long flat crest, 300. Driving well now, keep it up. 6 right at the pole, cut. 6 left, 150 down. Bump into 3 right, okay, small cut. 80 down. Double caution, hairpin left of the bushes.
Driving well indeed, 5th fastest in stage 5 and 6th at the end of the day. Andreas Mikkelsen is lucky to get off so lightly in his early off-road excursion. The Focus is not the prettiest, but is the top Ford in 5th place. Now this is one way to shake off the flu. Tim is tired, but still 4th.
And right over jump and stay right jump. 80, medium left quick. 100 up mid. Medium left late through the bridge. 200.
Tim in the first day, and Tim, despite his man flu, is certainly impressing Anthony.
Absolute fast right over finish. 250. well. I enjoyed that. I make it 11:29. Very slow.
Not very slow, Tim. A 6.5 second improvement. But it's Eugene Donnelly who does make up in Ballock's Hill too.
Brake for long, 5 left, gravelly, stop, sudden turn acute right, 40. Flat 1 left, 60, but you stalled.
Eugene is not closing the gap in the leading two Subarus. Halfway through the stages, the S12 is ahead on time, but by the end, they are down a few seconds. Could it be the tyres? It's Chris Meek and Mark Higgins who are having the mighty battle. Chris is second fastest in stage 4, fastest in stage 5, by a 5th-second improvement of the first run, and second fastest in stage 6. He's 8.4 seconds behind at the end of the first day. So Markins and Rory Kennedy have had an excellent day, with 3 fastest times in 6 stages to give them that 8.4 seconds margin. Mark Higgins and Rory Kennedy are under pressure from the new boy, and a wrong tyre choice in the Barnes Gap stage reduces their advantage by 5 seconds. Galvanizes the Manxman into action on the Ruski stage, where a big attack wins back 6 seconds, and after 9 stages, there are 36 seconds in front. Eugene simply does not seem to have an answer for Mark and Chris as we enter the famed Barnes Gap section. Eugene and Paul in the Modern Tyre Services S12 Impreza will be 9.7 seconds slower than Meek and almost 5 seconds down on Higgins. On Ruski, however, he is 5.4 seconds behind Higgins but 0.2 seconds faster than Meek. And on the Craig Hill, both Eugene and Mark break the bogey for fastest time. But has Eugene left it too late?
80 over dip, tight 3 left minus line, 80. Early 6 right in, 80, slowing crest, deceptive turn, 2 right.
Chris Meek's rally to date has been nothing short of sensational, and he's going for the win.
Tight 3 left, and left.
It's the World Rally Junior versus the British champion, and the Dungannon lad covers the 7.7 miles of Barnes Gap in 7.04 seconds.
And right over
Ruski's not bad either, third fastest, but Craig Hill is a disaster.
Over crest, don't cut it. 50, 6 left, 30.
That's the left front tyre gone, and the chances of victory are over. Tim McNulty's battle with the flu and his tarmac rivals ends on Barnes Gap when he destructs the Pierce Construction S11 on a Tyrone ditch. And that moves Andreas Mikkelsen up to 4th. Watch this young man, he is definitely future World Championship material. Despite this visit to the Ruski ditch, Eamon Bolden retains his fifth place in the Dom Buckley prepared 05 Focus. Kevin Lynch and Eamon are now swapping times on the stages, but a mistake in Ruski keeps the Maharad driver in 6th place.
40. Keep her calm now, keep her calm.
They are fastest again in Barnes 2, but on Ruski 2, a fine drive comes to an end.
Minus Titans 80, slowing at the 3 right, keep in danger, turn 2 right, narrow exit. What? 2 right gravel. What's wrong?
Engine.
And crest in the 3 right, 30. Caution 4 left over crest, 480. Titans at 3 left, minus 80.
Stop.
Middle over crest, 80. Check the temperature. Keep going to the junction, yeah, switch it off. On 6 right over crest. I'd switch her down. Switch off all the buttons. Switch off your anti-lag, guys. Over crest, right over crest. Just keep going, let the cold air, let the car cool down. Get down as far as the junction.
The engine is gone, and for Sean and Paul McLaughlin, time is also running out. And their rally comes to an end in Ruski 2, the last stage of the event, as Craig Hill had to be cancelled. Emma McKinstry and Kenny Hull finish in 18th place in one of her father's hire fleet of World Rally cars. Noel McGarrick and John McGrath are 12th in the Global Group Subaru Impreza. And Dennis Biggerstaff and Paul McGee make it home and place ahead of them despite this puncture and an obvious trip through the tape.
Brake 80, turn right, Sven. 50,
The Reed Transport Focus passes the stricken Devlin Subaru and Ruski 2, and Gareth Jones and Andrew Bardry are on their way to 6th place. Eamon Boland and Francis Regan are 5th and gather some useful points in the Global Group Irish Tarmac Championship. And Kevin Lynch and David Moynihan are flying on the final stages, and enough to slip them past Boland into 4th place overall.
6 left at the gate. 60. Flat crest. 80. Flat 6 left. 60 down. Long. 5 left. Tightens at the side. Kink. Right. Left. 2 bridge. Kink. Right. Left. 2 bridge. And 3 right. That's you. Okay. Good driving.
And it's been a fine drive into 3rd place for Andreas Mikkelsen on only his 2nd visit to Irish tarmac, and he and Ola Flowen now plan to contest the rest of the series. And Eugene Donnelly and Paul Kiley are in the points, but not in as many as they had hoped.
Okay, maybe we're not satisfied totally with finishing 2nd, but it's points on the board. It's important to get a start. You know, yesterday I wasn't too disappointed that we weren't matching the pace at the front, but today I was. Now I have to say, Mark and Pirelli, you know, they have a good package there and we're going very hard. And I thought today we would have been much closer, or maybe a little in front of them, but I had no answer for them.
For Mark and Rory Kennedy, the Easter win brings them their 2nd maximum score of the season and a much more satisfying drive than they enjoyed in Galway.